You were the first date I ever went on where the man picked me up.
That's that. And when she told me that, I was like,
First ever.
That's
I
insane.
had never been picked up by a man from my house ever.
that is like insane. That's like
Ever.
101. That's
Yeah.
like 101. Literally, like even if you don't have a dad, like
Right.
I don't care. Like people be coming up with these excuses like, oh, I didn't have a dad, so I wasn't shown how to be a man, bro. If you watch a movie, my nigga, you're gonna
Right.
see the first thing you
Right.
do. All right, man, check it. What's going on, man? Shout out to everybody out there. This is the Upper Hand Podcast. We're doing a little bit different today. I got somebody that I truly love and adore. Somebody that I've been knowing almost a decade now, which sounds crazy.
That's wild.
Because I was a little baby boy when I met her, you know? But the mother of my kids, beautiful wife. Everybody make some noise for Tamiko Janelle Castro.
Hi, everyone. It's me, the infamous. Nah, I'm just playing. It's me. What up? What are we talking about today?
So yeah, this is my wife, man. I just I don't know. We can talk about whatever you want. I mean, we could talk about how we even got to this point, like why we're here, how I'm here, where we started,
Take
when
it
we
from the
first
top.
when we first got together. First of all, shout out to she made these beautiful drinks. Look at this thing right here. I don't even know what this is called.
It's a strawberry lemonade.
Is that what it is? It's a strawberry lemonade. This
Just
thing
a
right
little
here.
quick hit. Just a little quick hitter. Almost put some tequila in there, but
And yeah, there's no alcohol in here. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. You know, we don't really do that like that, man. But we could have. But what time is it?
should've.
What
No,
time
I'm
is
just
it?
playing.
Like 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too early and it's like a
It's
Tuesday.
5 o'clock somewhere, Akeem.
It's like right. That's what they all say, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's how I got started. Speaking of, if it's 5 o'clock somewhere, that's kind of how it all started. When I started DJing, it was 5 o'clock somewhere. Every day it was 5 o'clock, and kind of fell into that hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where did you meet me at? Let's tell everybody where you met me. How did we meet?
I think it's ironic that you asked that question today of all days, because shout out to my niece Angelica. It was her 16th birthday party. You were DJing. And I didn't say anything to you. I told your sister, shout out to my sister Sandra. I told my sister, I was like, ooh, he looked good. She was like, who, my brother? I was like, yeah, he looked good.
Cap.
That's going to be my husband. She was like, girl, come on, let's go say what's up. I was like, no, I was drunk. I was like, nah, not today. She was like, oh, you're a wuss. I was like, yep, I am.
It's
Anyway.
funny because I don't even really remember like seeing you that
Yeah.
day. I always tell her this because it's the funniest thing. She has a brother. Shout out to my dog Nico. It's my dog, man. He's in Texas. But I remember seeing him. Like I was DJing on stage and I had Mateo, our oldest. I had him with me. He was probably 4 at the time.
Yeah.
I think he was like 4 at the time. This is 2016. And I had him on the stage with me. And, I'm doing my thing, doing whatever I do. And I didn't see her, but all I remember is seeing this dude, which at the time I thought he was a Mexican guy. But he just had his back to the stage, like
With his arms folded.
yeah, like this, like with his back.
Like he was working security.
Right. And I'm looking like, oh, I'm thinking he works for the venue that we were at. Come to
Right.
find out, like 2 years later, like it's my wife's brother. You know what I'm saying? It's
My
her brother.
goofy ass brother.
Yeah. But shout out to Nico. So like that night was pretty crazy because I don't even think I DJ'd that long. It wasn't that long.
I don't know. It was turned. Like I
was.
said, at that time I was drinking heavy, so I was pretty faded. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Yeah. But that was a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember I think it was at like some type of clubhouse or something. Somebody.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It
Like-
was like a motorcycle clubhouse or something like that. I don't know I don't know the story behind that. Never been to that place ever again
Yeah,
after
me
that.
either.
Just it was a good time. It was turned. Like you had it lit. Them
Oh,
kids was
God.
lit.
It was turned though. I ain't gonna cap. That's when I was still like a baby. I was like 24,
Yeah.
25, I think when that happened. So like I was still in tune with the new music. Like I
Right.
still listen to new music. So I was able to play to them, you know what I mean? Which now I don't really listen to new music anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of am like super.
You feel like you're out the loop. I feel like I kind of keep you inside the loop.
You do. You always play certain things, and
I'd be like, you gotta broaden your horizons, bruh.
Right, and you do, and it's like if it catches my ear, like
then you'll listen to it.
I'll listen to it. But a lot of this stuff out here, bro, it's boo boo. Like I'm not even gonna cap. There's great music though. There is great music out there right now. I ain't gonna lie, but most of the stuff I hear is like I'm on a whole nother journey. Like I can't crowd my brain with stuff that's not like helping us as a family. So when I hear like them talking about shooting and like all these girls and you know what I mean, partying and gang and all this stuff, it's like, yo, I can't.
Yeah, back then it was
a
little different. Lifestyles were different.
Our
now
lifestyle was way different.
We have 3 kids and
our lifestyle was way different. I remember like every Friday we go grab a bottle.
Yeah, we did.
It was like every Friday, like religiously for like
Friday.
a whole year and a half straight, maybe 2 years. Like we're grabbing a Hennessy bottle.
Yep.
Like
didn't even do shit
Jack.
though. We would just be in the house.
Yeah.
Sometimes we would go out, but we would just be in the house with each other.
Right. And you know why most of the time I was in the house? Because we didn't have licenses.
Right.
Like, we didn't even have driver's licenses. So like even though we were turned, I feel like.
But let's backtrack though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we lost track. That night is the first night that I ever saw you. Angelica's 16th birthday party.
Right.
That was the first night I ever saw you. After that, your sister was like, just go talk to him. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I was like, I'm going to just add him on Facebook or something. So I think I added you on Facebook. And then...
Yeah, you did.
You slid into my messages.
Well...
And you were like, Facebook is messy.
Yeah.
And I was like, Facebook is messy. But back then, it was like Facebook, they used to send you a notification when you had a new friend. And it was like, wave to so-and-so, whoever you added.
I think they still do that. I just don't add new friends because I'm older now. Like, I don't know. I'm not just adding people.
If you're adding me on Facebook, I got to do a whole background search.
Yeah, I'll be deleting. I don't even add my own uncles. I'm going to be real.
Yeah,
uncles be getting crossed out.
But after that, we just talked back and forth for a while, got the scoop on each other, and then you were like... the scoop.
What is
that? I was trying to figure out what you was doing, what you had going on, what your mindset was, and you were working at the time, and you were making music.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, let's go on a date. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit of a blur. Because at that time, I was doing music, like, heavy. Like, producing music, like, every day. Yeah. All night. You know what I mean? Like, so, and that's all I cared about was music and Mateo at that moment. Like, because that's all I had. Just to backtrack, like, I had just got out of a relationship 3 years prior. And I wasn't in a relationship, like, for 3 years.
And I was fresh out of a relationship.
Yeah, and you were fresh out.
Mine was, like, 6 months, 7 months out of the relationship, I think.
Right. So it was like... So, and I got that information early. And I remember that scaring me. Yeah. Like, a lot. Because I knew you had a kid. And it's different when you're in a relationship with, like... You're in a relationship, but you're not... You don't have anything tying you to the other person, right? It's a whole different... thing. So when I heard that you were only like 6-7 months, I remember like passing that to the homies at the time and then being like, yo, like, you know, like pretty much like, yo, be careful, you know, like, and I remember just being like, oh yeah, like that is kind of fresh. But I remember, so we ended up, fast forward, we ended up talking, right? We went on a date. I picked you up, right?
You were the first date I ever went on where the man picked me up.
That's that. And when she told me that, I was like,
first ever.
That's
insane. Had never been picked up by a man from my house ever.
That is like insane. That's like 101. That's like 101. Literally, like even if you don't have a dad, like I don't care. Like people be coming up with these excuses like, oh, I didn't have a dad, so I wasn't shown how to be a man, bro. If you watch a movie, my nigga, you're gonna see the first thing you do.
But
you know what I'm saying?
People, I feel like. Guys now, like, they just live off of people, so they don't have cars, they don't have,
I guess that's
the means to, like, so that for me was a huge, I was like, oh, he got a car he could pick me up in. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, oh, okay. But before that, I had got out of my relationship. My relationship, I was in it for like on and off 10 years. But when I got out of that relationship, I told myself like I was going to be celibate. I wasn't going to like go out and look for anybody. And then it was like you just, boom, in my lap.
Right.
For me, obviously, I was just lusting after you because I was like, oh, he looks good. But then once I got to know you, I was like, oh, he's going to be my husband. I kept saying that. I was like, he's going to be my husband. Watch. Like, this is from God. This is what.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is like this. I already knew what it was. Like, the minute that I like got to know you, I was like, oh, yeah, this is. And I feel like our first date went like that. I feel like our first date was very like magnetic. I feel like we didn't want to leave each other. Like, the conversation was natural. It kept flowing all night.
Yeah.
I feel like
the first date,
it was
sure.
a great first date.
Yeah, the date was turn. I remember it was just, I mean, first of all, like you said, I was the first dude to ever pick you up. That's already, I'm like winning, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to me. That's crazy though. Like, a car was regular. I had a car since I was 15 and a half. Like, so like, that's normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? But everybody's not cut like that. Like, I literally was driving at 13. So like, that wasn't a big deal to me, but I guess it was like, you know, I mean, it was a huge deal to you. Then second, I remember you never went to Korean barbecue. No. Ever. Right?
I had never had Korean barbecue. I was scared as shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are they bringing out raw meat? I was like, bro, this is a restaurant. Ain't y'all niggas supposed to cook it? And then we just...
Yeah, it's funny.
You know what I mean?
Because, like, I took her she experienced that for the first time. Like,
yeah, that was the first.
It was probably, like, my, like, second time, third time, maybe. Yeah. But, like, I remember going there because I used to travel to LA and stuff. And I remember, like, that being a thing that we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to KBBQ. And, like, I remember coming from where I come from, it was like, what is this? And I remember just being blown away. You know, like, this is sick. And, yeah, so I ended up taking you, right? And then now, fast forward, like, that's like your favorite. Oh,
I love Korean.
Like, it's everywhere. Every time it's time to eat, like, if we're going to take out the kids and stuff, we literally still take them to the same Korean barbecue spot that I took you to in 2016. So that's almost 10 years. Like, that's crazy. So, like, shout out to that business for making it that long, too.
Right.
Like, that doesn't normally happen. But, yeah, going back to, like, that date. And then after that date, we got, like, even more closer. I feel like we were, like, talking all the time.
Yeah, we started talking all the time.
Now it gets kind of a blur, like, for me, from that point until, like, when I was like, yo, it's time to, like...
Well, it was just a lot of, like... I already knew what, like, I wanted out of the relationship, I feel like. I already, like, I was dead set. I was like, oh, he's going to be my husband. Watch this. Like, I kept calling it in. I was like, that's my man. And I feel like your lifestyle at that time, I feel like you were very hesitant from the very beginning. Hella. You were super hesitant. Yeah, hella. Like, I feel like
I had just got out of a 3 years. It's not
3
just
years
got
is crazy.
3 years.
Mine was only 6-7 months.
3 years, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was gonna marry this girl, like all this other stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like I had to heal, and then I had to find myself. So like, I was super hesitant on like letting anybody back in. Like, if it wasn't music,
and I feel like
it wasn't nothing.
That was another thing. Like, for me to be fully transparent, I left the relationship.
Right.
I didn't nobody broke up with me. It was a day. It was like a random day. I feel like I had been through so much that I was just tired. I was like, bro, why am I here? Like, why do I keep doing this to myself? Like, I'm going to leave. I was like, me and my daughter deserve better. Like, I'm peace out.
Yeah.
Like, and I just separated myself from the relationship, and I don't know what it was. I feel like every woman has that moment when they're in a toxic relationship and they just wake up one day and you're just like, bro, fuck this. Like, I'm out. And that's how it was for me. So it wasn't scary for me because I feel like I already knew what I wanted. I already saw what I wanted. I knew that I had been in a relationship for 10 years. There was no proposal, not even a close proposal. There was nothing. It was the same. Like, we lived with his mom.
Right.
We lived with his parents in their house. I was always like, you know, I come from a household where my mom was a single mom. She worked 3 jobs. So all I ever saw was my mom going to go get it.
Right.
So for me, I was like, okay, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get up, go to work, get it for me and my daughter.
Yeah.
I want to move out of your parents' house. I want to level up. There was no leveling. It was just constant, like, oh, it's Vegas, I'm going out, like, I'm a party with my friends, I'm gonna wake up in the morning, I'm go play basketball, smoke, like, whatever.
Right.
And no shade.
No shade. That's what I want people to know too. Like, we're not talking, this is over 13, 12 years, you know what I'm saying, ago. Right. Literally, like, about 11 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's quite a while. Like, so, like, when she's saying all this stuff, I don't want people to think that we're, like, shooting down, because the guy that she's talking about, that's my daughter that I call daughter now. That's my daughter. That's her dad. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so I would never disrespect him unless he disrespect Kane. You know what I mean? So I don't want people to be like, oh, like, what? Like, she's talking. No, ain't nobody talking mess. These are just facts.
I feel like we have a cordial.
It's cordial. It's cordial. It's very cordial. It used to be terrible.
Oh, yeah. It was bad.
But I don't want to keep going on what you were saying. My bad. I just had to put that in there.
Right. For me, I just feel like we were at two different places. So for me, I was like, okay, I know what I want. I'm not settling for less. At that moment, I was like, I'm not settling for no less than what I feel like I deserve. So, and in your shoes, I feel like, no shade, but you got broken up. Or,
it was a whole different.
You were heartbroken.
Yeah, my thing was I got cheated on. Like, she literally bounced. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. There's no shade again.
Right. No shade.
But because I feel like it goes both ways. I probably wasn't there or I did certain things that we just weren't compatible. Like, looking back, I'm like, bro. Looking back is crazy, because shout out to my baby mom. I'm not gonna talk mess about her, but like, we never would have made it. Like, we had this conversation before. Like,
I think you both know.
Yeah, she's literally from a whole nother like background. Like, and I'm not saying
those
different
relationships
races don't work. But like, for where I come from and where she came from, it just didn't make sense. Like, she's literally a white woman mixed. Like, she doesn't understand. There's some things that you just won't understand. Like, that I go through as a black man, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, vice versa. If I was the opposite, race or whatever, there's just some things that just don't resonate, and it never like fully clicked. You know what I mean? So like, it was a total different situation. Like, she ended up leaving me, but we had a whole house together. Like, we were on some leveling up. Like, I'm always been like, I'm about to level up. Like, and if you come in, like, let's roll. But we were leveled up, and like a few things happened at that time. Like, I ended up losing a job. Like, entrepreneurship started weighing on my heart. Like, I was trying to chase certain things. She didn't agree with it. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a divide.
Yeah, there was a divide. It just
divided the relationship, and she was fed up. She was like, I'm going to go this way.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's crazy, because there's a lot of things that I look back that we've been through. And it's like, if you really want to be with somebody, you're going to make it work. Like, you're going to figure out how to adjust, how to grow with that person. This just goes to show, like, she wasn't on that. Like, she wasn't like, yo, I'm going to figure it out.
Every relationship is about compromise.
Yeah, literally. There was no compromise.
There are some relationships where, the men, they just submit to the woman. And I feel like, no shade, once again. Like, and that's cool. You do what you... whatever works for your relationship. Yeah. But I feel like when you do love someone, you do have to give them room to grow.
For sure.
Which is why I feel like our relationship, which is why I feel like our relationship has been so successful, is because I feel like we do allow each other a lot of space. To like grow and find and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Cause you're like super. Yeah, you're almost like polar opposite of me too, like in certain things.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's crazy because I feel like we're complete opposites.
I won't say complete, but there's certain things that I think it's more of our background and our foundation ties us together. Yeah,
But I feel like as far as temperaments go, I feel like we're complete opposite, because I'm hot. Yeah, you're not cold, but.
It takes a lot to get me mad.
Right, and I'm a short fuse. Yeah, like it's in my blood, it's in my DNA, so I'm quick to go. And for you, it's like, let's take a second. Yeah. Let's like sit down and think about this and problem solve and like, but people be like, does Akeem ever get mad? And I'm like,
yeah, I get mad.
He gets mad, but I feel like you don't get mad like that.
Nah, I get mad, but I don't get like enraged. Right. There's a difference. Like, I might get mad and like angry, but I'm not like enraged to like where I'm gonna throw a brick through a wall or like go like, you know what I mean? Like, I might. I mean, it depends on what the situation is, honestly. But like,
mine is fast.
Yeah, you just mine
is fast,
and that's totally fine. I'm still learning. It's evergreen process. Like, I feel like you always are constantly learning how to help your, you know, your life partner, or like understand why they do certain things, or like how to not get the reaction that you got the last time, you know, like certain things you got to work through. And I was just saying that to say, like, if you want to make it, like, you're gonna make it work, like, you're gonna figure it out, you're gonna sacrifice some things. Now, I'm not saying give up your whole identity, but if you want to make it work, you got to kind of figure out how to, like, maneuver this situation, like, you know what I mean?
I feel like circling back, I feel like there was a point that came where I feel like I was coming on too strong. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe you were just tripping. But
you're talking about like when we
you did try to break up with me.
You're talking about when we first start talking. Yes. Yeah. She's talking about like when we were dating. We weren't even together yet. Like,
no, we weren't even boyfriend.
We were just literally talking, like going on dates,
but
to shout out to Seven Magic Mountains, you know what I'm saying? I remember all that. But go ahead.
I feel like your friends were in your head a lot. I feel like they were in your, at that time, I feel like they were a big influence in your life. So you just kind of like took what they said with face value, and you were like, oh yeah, like, you're right, maybe this ain't for me, whatever. And you were so deep in making music that I feel like you were like, oh, she's a distraction, distraction.
That's what it was.
And so you were like,
because
I want to break up.
Again, going back to that relationship, this is why it's so important to heal from past scars, right?
Yeah.
Because this stems from the relationship prior and the relationship prior to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about, like, when I think about it now, because, like, this is why I love this podcast, because it's like, yo, you get to kind of, like, step back and then, like, because we have these conversations all the time. Like, when we go out, we'll just be kicking it. We'll just start talking, like, about random shit. But this is going to help somebody. Like, you have to heal from, I feel like, the past relationships. Like, I carried all that from a high school relationship, and I was focused on music, and I'm like, I'm gonna make it happen. And then that person wasn't agreeing with it, so then I dropped it, right? And then I did it again with Mateo's mom. Like, all right, and then I'm like, yo, I do music. Like, I'm into other things. Like, I'm not just trying to be a regular smuggler. I've never been like, it's hard for me to let it go, right? So I carried it from there into the next relationship, and then it came out when we met. Actually, somebody that was like willing to like help me. Because I feel like once we got together, it, like, everything changed for me. Like, God is, like, real. Like, nobody can't say.
Tell me any different.
Yeah, nobody can't say, because I'm like, bro. But anyway, let me finish the train of thought. Like, I carried all that past hurt into the next relationship. Then I carried more into the next. And then I met you. And you're like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Like, you didn't say it was fine, but, like, you were, like, there still. And I'm telling you everything that I know from the past relationship that would make it not, that make the person be like, I'm out.
But I feel like that was,
you still were there. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like I've always been, I feel like I have always been a supportive role. Like, I'm always just like, whatever you want to do, you know what I mean? So for me, that was something that I took from my past relationship, because I feel like I was like, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, like, you could do that, and I'm gonna support you,
right?
But then it was like, okay, but we got to figure out how to grow from this, and there was no growth,
right?
I feel like when I got with you, I was like supporting what you wanted to do, and there was always a growth. From it. There was always a climb. You know what I mean? It was never like we just stayed where we were at. Yeah. And that was it. Yeah. But I feel like in my past relationship, that's what I was like, bro, I can't do it anymore. Right. Because it was like we were stagnant.
Like, you were, like, movement. In my eyes, when I look back, you were an enabler at that, like, in
but
that,
I didn't realize
that past relationship. Yeah. You didn't realize it, but it's like you were literally enabling, because they're like, oh, well, she's gonna go to work and ride the bus and do all this, and I'm gonna just still be able to go do what I want to do, but not add to the relationship. Yeah. Besides, like, you know what I'm saying, like, all the typical stereotypical stuff. Like, so my thing is, so that was my whole background. So I'm literally telling you all this stuff. I'm telling you, like, yo, like, I'm doing this. I'm about to go to LA. Remember, I was like, I'm literally going on a tour. Like, literally, like, man, that was a crazy time. Like, when I think back about all that, like, I was like full time, like DJing, like, and making music, like, literally making music, and none of that stuff mattered to you. Like, I mean, you just still kept talking to me, and I'm like, all right. So then I started being like, all right, I got to just cut this off, because maybe she's just, you know, like, and you said, like, my friends were, you know what I mean? They definitely said something, But shout out to my brother Ronnie. Nobody was like, no. You know, like, maybe Debo was, you know, shout out to, maybe I shouldn't have said his name, but shout out to Debo, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ronnie, shout out to Les, all of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of them were like, nah. You know, I think there was actions. Like, you don't have to say it.
Right.
There's things that you do.
You see. Yeah.
And that I see that I'm like, okay, they not rocking with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an example when I remember when we were in LA and like, or maybe we were in the Bay. I can't remember what we were doing, maybe Sacramento or something, but I remember just being like on the phone or constantly texting them, like saying certain things, you know, like just poking fun at it. And I'm like, okay, like starting to realize like, okay, because they didn't have girls. Like they weren't, like I said, we all were like the whole thing of 100 percenters. That's how it started. 100 Tribing. 100 Tribing was this group that I was in. We made music, like EDM music, and we DJ'd and we produced music. So the whole thing is we all had just got out of relationships when we first formed. This is 2013, right? So our whole thing was 100 percenters. Like, yo, we're 100% in. Like, we not gonna let nothing stop us from getting to this goal. That's what 100% started. Then shout out to my cousin Ray. He was tribing. He had this thing called tribing. And so when he came into the picture, we became 100 tribing. But so our whole thing was like, yo, we're not letting anything, female, money, whatever it is, we're not going to let anything come between what we got to get done, right? And when I started talking to you, it obviously was like a red flag for them. Like, yo, he's letting this come in between. And I'm super glad it did. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I feel like God will put that, will put some type of, eye-opening moment. I feel like it is like, yo, like a choice.
I feel like your eye-opening moment was, so we went, I think it was like our second or third date. We went to the movies. And I don't even remember what movie we went to see. Yeah.
I think, yeah.
But we snuck beer in.
Right.
We got faded in the movies.
Yeah.
Snuck in chicken nuggets. Like,
that
whole thing,
fun.
right?
It was a scary movie. I think it was that prom movie where the dude kills, like...
Oh, maybe it was.
I don't know what movie it was, but yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I remember after we left the movie, we stood in the parking lot for, like... That's what I'm saying, like... The energy was just always there. I feel like we never wanted to leave each other. That's what I took from it. Was like
to this day, you know
was like we never wanted to leave each other. So
fact.
I feel like we sat in the parking lot for, I don't even know. It had to be like 2 hours or something like that, and we were just talking and faded. We were like, "Yo, let's go to Cali."
Yeah.
And I feel like we were just talking at the like it was just like, bro, what, like. We're gonna go to Cali. Like, I didn't even know you for real.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I was like, fuck it, let's go to Cali. Like, you only live once. Let's fucking do it. So you drove.
Yeah, I think I came up with the idea.
I think you did.
I think I was like, yo, let's go to Cali. And you're like, all right, I'm down. I was just, at this point, bro, I feel like I was just throwing shit out. Like, to be like, obviously the energy was there and I wanted to take you there. But I feel like I was literally like, testing, like putting everything out there, like just bro, like
to
what?
See if I'd be down. You're not down.
Yeah, like you're not down and you were down, and I was like, oh, okay. So we ended up,
So we went to Cali.
Right, stayed in Culver City. Shout out to Culver City.
Had a time.
Yep.
Had a great time.
Almost crashed.
Yeah. Rode bikes. Remember?
No, it was a vibe.
It was a whole lot.
And I remember the whole time we were like, I was like, ooh, I want to take the kid. Like that was my thing. Like when we were out there, I'm like, well, I want to take the kids back out here now. You know, like. And they have them experience it. Yeah. And at the time, our kids were 4 and like 3, I think, or 4 and 4. You know, like, and I remember that being a thing. Like, I want to take the kids back out here, and I think that was an eye-opening moment. But really, like, it was you, like, proving all that, right? And then fast forward, this was prior to me trying to break up with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So then, I don't remember how it happened after that. To be honest,
we got back from Cali. I remember you had the day that we got back. You literally had a show. It was downtown.
Oh yeah.
You guys had a show. I think it was at the Plaza.
The Citrus Pool. Yeah, I think. Yep.
Or something like that.
DJ. Yeah, I remember.
And I remember I wanted to go hella bad, but like the tickets were sold out or some dumb shit like that.
Which is crazy because I could have got her in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you didn't.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing.
And I don't know. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. But I feel like maybe like. You didn't want me. I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to not. I think it was like me trying not to mix business with like personal.
But I feel like there was a lot of you that like wanted to explore the relationship. Like you wanted to go for it, but it was like I don't know. You were just super hesitant. You were always super hesitant. So like then we just started kicking it. we just had a lot of you and me time. And then it came time to, like, you tried to break up with me. I was basically like, look, I remember you sent me a text. You were like, look,
text is crazy work, by the way. If
Right.
you're going to break up with a woman, bro, call
Like,
her
pull
up.
up.
Pull up. Call her. At least call.
Fuck that. Pull
At
up.
least call. At least, I'm saying. You think they got to pull up?
Yeah, you should pull
Yeah,
up
I guess
for
you
sure.
should pull up.
And be like, yo.
Yeah,
It
Mateo.
ain't
If you
working.
ever, Mateo, yeah, like, pull up, bro. Like, you got it. Like she said. You heard her.
But I remember that you sent me this text and you were just like, look, like, I don't think that this is working. Like, you were like, it's really, it was on some, like, it's not me, it's you. Like, it's not you, it's me type shit. Like, you were just like, you
Which
know.
is
like,
true.
Right. You were like, I'm pretty busy right now. Like, I have a lot going on. I don't think that this is something that I want to do. And I straight up, I just remember texting you back and being like, we can take time, like, apart from each other if that's what you want to do. But, like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I do remember you texting that. I think I was at the studio.
I was just like, I'm not.
Yeah, I think
I was
pretty
like,
sure
I'm
at
going
the
to still
studio.
be around.
Right.
Like, you could take all the time you need. But, like,
Right.
I'm not about to start fucking with other people.
Right.
I was like, this is my assignment from God. That's how I felt. Like,
Yeah.
in my head, that's how it was. I was like, bro, this is literally, like, my husband. I ain't about to let this shit slip up. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, and full transparency, when we went to California, we still had not had sex. Like,
Nope.
we were, like, 7-8 months in
Yeah.
before we had sex.
Because that was another thing.
For the first
I
time.
knew if we did, I would be like, you know, like it's like a thing where it's like I'm like, all right, I was trying to like,
Right.
keep you at a distance, and you still were on your celibacy, you know, your journey, whatever you were
Yeah.
saying. So we kind of were on the same page on that, but it got harder and harder, obviously, as we
Right.
kicked it.
But we stayed in a whole ass hotel room
Yeah.
when we were in Cali. Didn't
Right.
have sex.
Yeah,
Like,
nah.
that was. I feel like that was a big part. But that was my assignment from God.
Right.
Was to really, like, get to know you.
Yeah.
See who you are, and, like, bro, this is gonna be your husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a lot of prayer. It was like a whole. Yeah, like, me and God, we was locked in, man.
Right.
We was really locked in. Like, I was like, so I say that to say, like, I was like, okay, well, you could take the time if you need it, but, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait around for you type, you know?
And I don't think. Yeah. We didn't take. No. I don't know what happened.
Nah, I think that you weren't expecting that. So you were
Yeah.
just like, bro, what? And I
Yeah.
think maybe you, like, didn't text back for a couple days or something like
Yeah.
that. But then it was like,
Yeah.
I was
Nah,
texting you.
Yeah, I
I
think
was
like a
kind of
couple
consistent,
days.
and you were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because you know how it is.
Maybe
Good
she
morning
is.
and all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I think that probably stopped for a few days, but like nothing
Maybe.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then I just, yeah. So then after that, so we ended up still talking. I remember not too long after, we ended up having, I had a show. I remember not too long after we had a show in LA. We had like 3 shows lined up, I feel like, in LA, Orange County, and all that. We had like a little quick little like run where we go DJ. Like a promo run, you know, and I remember going out there, and at the time I'm broke, bro. I'm barely paying my car. Like, that's all I'm doing is paying my car payment, keeping food on the table for me and Mateo. Like, I'm living with moms at this
Yeah,
time.
I took a whole ass loan to go to Cali with you.
Yeah, like crazy.
$1,200
Like,
loan.
that's crazy. You know
Shout
what I'm
out
saying?
to Dollar Loan Center.
Yeah, and we didn't even need all that.
Nah, we didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like, but
at the time, you're so young and stupid. You're
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, whatever.
yeah,
Like,
that's like I would never do
I
that
wanna
again.
have a good time.
You know, like yeah, and we did. It was good that we
It
did.
was good.
Bet on, you know, we bet on each other for sure. And anyway, I ended up going to this I was broke. I was living with my mama, and with the guys I was in the group with, we went to Cali, right? And I remember when it was time for us to go lay down, I remember them telling me, like, the main like guy that had the money, you know, was like, yo, like, we gonna just kick it in the car type deal. And I was like, yo, at the time I remember, and I'm still like this, you know how I am. I like having my own bed. Like, I like being in my own area. Like, I'm very like, not just private, but like, what's mine is mine, what's yours and yours is yours. You know what I'm saying? But I'll share. But like, if we don't have to share, like if you have your own, then it's like, you know, like why not have that happen? And I remember him being like, yo, like we about to sleep in the car. And I remember looking at the homie like, bro, you down? And I remember he just start putting his arms like, you know how niggas do. He start putting his arms in his shirt like, nigga, all right, nigga, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to pass out in this car. And I remember being like, oh, y'all niggas is tripping.
Right.
And I remember just literally sitting there and being like, yeah, I think this train has, like, you know, seen its it's the last track, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is it for me. And I remember being like thinking about you, you know what I'm saying? And the apartment, because I'm like, I think I wasn't living with you yet.
Nah, you were just there all the time.
Yeah, I was there quite a bit.
But you didn't have like all your shit
Yeah,
there.
so I remember like thinking like, man, because I remember like, it wasn't even a question like if we wanted to move together, like you would be like, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know? So I remember just being like, all right, man, I think this is it. You know, like, I got this girl that's like, seemed like she's down to ride with me, you know, like through everything, whatever. So I was like, hey, you know what I mean? And I remember looking at my bank account, I had like maybe $80 in there, and I looked up the cat bus. And I'm not even telling them what I'm doing. I'm just literally like, oh yeah, y'all tripping. You know, like, I'm not finna do this no more, bro. Like, it's one thing if we would have had a hotel, maybe this whole thing would have, I don't know. Maybe it would just prolonged it. But I literally looked and I had like $80 in my account, and I was like, bro, I looked up the bus ticket back to Vegas. I think it was like $60. And for that, it was like in an hour. And I literally booked it. I remember I was like, fuck it. And I booked it, right? And he's sitting in the front seat, and I'm like, yo, like, hey, can you drop me off at the cab bus at the bus station? You know, like, I'm about to go back to Vegas. Like, and they both were like, what? And I remember them like an ultimatum, like, bro, like, if you leave, like, you know, they're like, we got stuff we still got to do. And they're like, if you leave, like, pretty much like, if you leave, like, it's a wrap. And I was like, all right, nigga, like, I'm out. You know, like, I got to go. Like, I love y'all, but, like, I got to go. And I remember I literally got on that bus. They dropped me at the station. I got on the bus, and I remember that was, like, the saddest rock. Because I was just like, bro, like, I remember I was just, like, tripping.
Yeah, it was a big decision.
That's a huge decision. Like, you know, like, we were on the brink. We were on the brink, I feel like, of, like, of blowing the fuck up. Like, people started, shout out to Glaze, like the homie Ronnie, look at him now. Like, he's literally, like, the year after that, and that was the hardest part. So check this out. So I'm riding, and I remember you was waiting for me at the bus, like, you know what I'm saying? And we went to go eat, I think, and everything was cool, and we've been locked in ever since, you know, like, locked in, you know, like, and I think I tried to make it work with 100 Tribe after that, but then I was like, it's not gonna work. And then I sent a whole, like, thing to them, like, yo, like, but they did a whole post on social media like I was somebody big or something, like, but I had to let people know because people know me. People have always been attached to what I do ever since I was young, so I just felt the need to do that. So I've been called a lot of things in my life, but I've never been called a scammer, ever, until today. Check out this comment that I got. I don't know. They got it mixed up. They thought I sent them a cassette tape, a blank cassette tape, and they ordered a USB. Well, my USBs look like cassette tapes. That's the cool thing about them. I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Haven't seen anybody do it, but yeah, this is one of them. They look like this. Oh, they look like that. They have some branding on the back, some branding on the side. Open it up. This comes out. We got an actual cassette tape that looks like a cassette tape. Custom branding right there. Same thing on the other side. But the cool thing is that I thought was cool. I'm not trying to scam you or anything. Right here, if you pull this out, whoa, it's a USB. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these are my USBs. So if you buy a USB from me, this is how it's gonna come. It's gonna come looking like this. On the bottom, you flip that out. It's a USB. Comes with its own case. You close it. It has 70 plus songs on each of the tapes that I offer. But it's not a scam. So if you want to support me, this is one of the ways that you could support me right here. You could buy one of these. Honestly, if you don't even want the music, you could just buy it and look how, I mean, this is a conversation starter. That's all it is to me. It's a great conversation starter. Somebody comes over like, oh man, look at that tape. And you're like, oh no, actually, if you pop the bottom, it's a USB. You know what I'm saying? If you got any questions, drop a comment. I appreciate you so much. You don't understand how much your support means. It's going a long way. New YouTube video will be up by the end of this week for sure. Shout out to my mom and my dad. Love you guys. And keep it going. Peace. But I remember after that, the whole year after that, like, because this is 2016, so 2016, 2017, the group me leaving is what only kept us together. I mean, me being in the group is what only kept another member in the group. If I wouldn't have left, he still would have been there, right? So when I left, he was like, I'm out. like there's no group without you. And I'm like, wow. So I didn't see that coming. So that ended up happening. And I remember he already, and it's funny because he already had this whole thing. Like, he had a whole, like, plan already. He had a whole name. He had a whole everything. He's already making music. So he ended up doing his thing. And I remember during that whole year, I was like, man, I don't know if this is the right decision. You know, I was scared, you know, like, and I would have to, like, literally, I stepped out on faith, like, when I got with you, when I literally made that decision. We both did, but I felt like I stepped out on faith as far as, like, sacrificing my whole thing. And I was like, well, she say who she is, you know, like, maybe one day, like, you know, like, we can start doing this again, what I'm doing now, you know, like, so every day I remember he would be posting and he started, like, he's sending me stuff like, look, bro, this person, like, co-signed for this, like, music that we made together. Like, stuff that was like, yo, this person, look, they're looking at our shit. And I'm like, bro, you can have it. Like, I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, just keep going. And he kept going. And now he's, like, doing his thing, you know, like. But during that whole year, that was super hard to see, like, that he's literally reaping from the work that he put in, that we all put in. But he kept putting in the work. Right. And to see it reap was, like, the hardest thing. But after that, like, we were locked in after I came back from Cali from that trip.
After that, I feel like that's when we kind of
took it serious.
Oh yeah, we were like, okay, let's, like, what do we do about these kids?
That's when I moved in.
But before you moved in, we were like, okay, what do we do about these kids? Like,
oh yeah, because because
I had a daughter, you had a son.
Yep.
We had to figure out, you know, the dynamic of them.
Yeah, that was the hardest part. Not even just that. The dynamic of the parents, like the other parties. Yeah. Yeah, the other parties in this shit. It's not just us. So I remember that being an issue. Like, or just me being like, all right, how do we?
I feel like it wasn't really an issue. I feel like I feel like
you said it wasn't an issue.
I don't think it was an issue. I think there was some challenges, but I don't think it was ever.
It wasn't an issue for us.
I feel like,
but other people there was issues.
Yeah, nah, they're on.
Because let's keep. This is a whole other thing, bro. Her baby daddy literally lived in the same apartment complex. Yes. That is insane. Like, there's things that I couldn't even tell my mama or my brother or my cousins.
We had a condo on one side, and
literally they
had a condo on the other side.
In the same place, like, thing. And I think you ended up doing that because you were thinking as a single mom, probably being closer to her grandma.
No, remember, I lived there first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I don't remember. I
got a place there first.
Okay, yeah.
And then I don't know, you know.
Yeah, they ended up moving.
I don't remember how exactly
it wasn't even him. Happened. Let me not say it was his mom.
It was his mom.
But he lived with his mom. So, like,
it definitely made it challenging.
Then his brother and family moved in to a spot. So, like, and we living in the same spot. So come where I come from, like, I couldn't even, like, there's certain things I didn't even tell family members because I already knew what they was going to be like, bro, you're tripping. Like, you're in a dangerous spot. You know, like, you're wilding. Like, especially at that time. Because
it was fresh.
It was fresh and, like, who does that? Yeah. You know, that's like, you're putting yourself in harm's way already because there was issues, bro. Like, he would just pop up at the apartment.
But it was because I broke up with him.
Right.
So he never got I feel like the reason why it was so hard is because he never really got the closure that he wanted. Because I literally picked up one day and was like, I'm out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like for him, it was very like, but with you and your baby mom, I feel like your guys' relationship was over. And obviously your feelings were hurt. But I feel like she didn't hold anything. Yeah. I feel like you weren't necessarily holding anything. So
nah, it was more there was time because we had our issues too.
Yeah,
like, for sure. It wasn't like overnight. This shit wasn't overnight.
You both had to figure out.
And maybe in the future podcast, like, maybe we could have my son's mom and our, you know, and our other co-parents. I don't know about all of them.
Yeah, but maybe not all of them, but the two for sure.
The two that we are.
But super, I feel like, you know, I've always just, you know me, I'm very supportive. So for me, it was like, okay, I know. That's
another thing, like, bro, Vegas is so messy.
It's small. Not messy. It was just messy. A small place back then.
But it can get messy.
Small place back then. So me and we had, I think it was like 6th grade science together or something like that.
Wow.
Crazy. She sat in front of me, matter of fact. But we knew each other from that. We didn't kick it in middle school. Yeah. We knew some of the same people. You know what I mean?
They all knew. She's from the same. I'm from a different area of town. they're from the same area. Like y'all from the south side,
South side.
Silverado area. I'm from the east side. I ended up moving to that area. That's how I met
Yeah.
them. But y'all
So-
grew up low key, like, you know,
Well,
not grew up, but
we knew each other in 6th grade, and then she ended up going to Schofield, which is right around the corner.
right.
Because they built a new middle school, so she ended up going that way.
But house
I
parties
stayed
and
where I
like
was at.
parties, like you just see people in
We
passing.
saw, yeah, for sure.
You know, like you
But
just
for
know.
me, it was like, okay, this is her baby daddy. Like, let me hit her up and be like, yo, you know what I mean? Weird.
Did you hit her up first? Nah, I think I did.
I don't
I'm
really
pretty sure I
remember
told
how
her.
that
I
went.
didn't tell her who, but I think I was like, because let me go back to when she got with her husband now. Shout out to my dog. When she got with him, I was like, yo, I need to meet him before y'all,
Right.
you know, if y'all really gonna be all serious. And she gave me that. I salute to them for letting that happen. He didn't have to. Bro is like damn near 10 years older than me. Like, I don't know how old he is, you know what I'm saying? But like, he didn't have
I
to
think
like.
he's like 8, maybe.
Yeah, that's quite older.
It is.
Like, especially at that age, he was already damn near 30.
Right.
You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like 22, 23. Like,
Right.
hey, nigga, I need you to, nigga, we finna meet at this PT. He's like, bro, like, what? That nigga could have been like, nigga, you're tripping. Like, I'm not about to meet. Who?
Right.
For what? But he's a respectable guy as well.
Very.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hats off to him for real. Like, so we met, and I think we drank a beer. Like, and I was just like, so what are your intentions? Like, you know, like,
Right.
just on some,
Dead
like,
ass.
I don't even know what I said, but
Just filling him out. You were just filling him out.
because I heard a lot of things about him, and this is another thing, bro. Stop letting people into your relationship. Like that is a huge problem, bro. Like people are telling me things about who she's dating and what he's
Right.
on, and you know he's a pimp, and he gonna have her on the blade, and your son going and all
you
this
just gotta-
crazy
you just
stuff.
gotta-
So-
you gotta be the one to put
and
yourself
I
out
knew
there and,
I knew
like-
that at a young age, bro. Like I'm going straight to the source.
Right.
So I literally was like, yo, I need to meet him. We met. I felt him out. You know what I'm saying? Felt him out. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like he seems like a solid dude, whatever.
Yeah.
So then we've been cool ever since, right?
Yeah.
But I forgot where I was going with that.
So I think maybe it was his idea. Maybe she was the one that was like,
Well, that's what I was going. So since she gave me that love to be able to talk to him, you know, like that opportunity,
that respect.
that mutual respect, I felt like it was the least I could do was be like, hey,
I'm talking to this girl.
starting to get serious
Yeah.
with this girl. Y'all might know each other before I really bring her around Mateo. Like I want y'all to meet, and then I think that's how it happened. I set it
she
up.
hit me up. I
Yeah.
think she hit me up.
Yeah.
And then we ended up going to Town Square. We let the kids. She has a daughter, Avea.
But that's important. Let's not skip over that, right?
What?
That's important. The communication, when you have a baby with somebody, bro, a child, like you have to still communicate. You don't have to love that person
No.
or care like about
them.
But you have to remember, bro, y'all still have a whole child together that y'all need to raise. Even when they're grown, you're still going to talk to them. My parents still talk to each
Right.
other. Like
Right.
even though they don't want to, it's just certain things that they talk about the grandkids now. You feel me? So it's like, make sure that when you like, and it's hard to explain to people sometimes because they're like, bro, I don't want nothing to do with her. Like,
Right.
if you have that mentality, but it's
It's
like,
not about her.
It's about the child.
It's not about any
It's
of
about
them.
the
It's
child.
about the child at the
Because
end of
I
the day.
experienced all that when I was little with my mom. I mean, I can get to that a whole nother day. But if my mom and pops would have had a better relationship, like a better one when they were younger, I
There's
don't know,
so many
they would-
things that you wouldn't have had to go through.
No.
You wouldn't have that childhood trauma.
Right. There's a lot that
I feel like it
unpack.
changes the whole dynamic of
The
raising
whole
your
thing.
kid
when they see the two parents, they're like, okay.
Right.
It shows your kid literally that you can have a disagreement with somebody and that y'all can still be cool. Literally, that's how you show it, because it's like they know that you're their dad and that's their mom, and they know that y'all ain't together and y'all got two whole different things going on.
Yeah.
But they still see when y'all get together, everything's all love. Bro,
Right.
that literally shows.
Yeah.
That shows that child like
co-parenting
ooh,
has been a wild journey.
man, for
Let's
sure.
just say that it's been a wild journey, but
Yeah.
I feel like we're so blessed, and I definitely want to hop in on this and like
Yeah, that'd be cool.
share. You know, we can go more in depth on raising the kids and being a blended family and all that, because it is a science to it. I feel, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we met up at the park.
Yep.
The kids played. She brought Avea, which is
I wasn't
Teo's
there.
sister. No, it was
Yep.
just me, Kennedy, Teo, and Avea. So
Yep.
the kids played, and we just talked. You know, she was just like, same shit. Like, you know, what are your intentions? Like, do you think you guys are going to be serious? Is this just kind of like y'all are playing? What are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
And
And
you know,
that's funny.
my stance was like, nah, like I'm in it for the long haul, you know, so
Right.
I'm not going anywhere,
Yeah.
you know. And she was just like, you know, well, before you're around him, I just wanted to meet you, blah blah blah. And it was crazy because she kind of was like, you know, let's give it some time before you guys just like
meet the kids.
meet
Yeah,
the
have the
kids,
kids
you know?
be nah. Which I get it because she's probably like
She didn't
'cause
think I was serious.
Not even just you. You got to think me too.
Right,
Like she
right.
knows what I was on
Right.
when we broke up.
Right.
So and she only sees what you see on social media. Like
Right.
me and her aren't talking when we broke up. It's just literally about Tail. So I could see how she was probably like, okay, well you don't really know him.
Right.
Like how I
Right.
know him now.
Right.
And you gonna
Right.
see maybe. I don't want to speak for her. She
Right.
can talk
That's
about
why
it when
it's
she gets
important
on
we
here.
bring them in.
Yeah.
You know what I
but
mean?
I get so yeah, she was on some like, hey, maybe y'all should hold off.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
But it's crazy because that same day, literally, I think she dropped Teo off with you or you
And I
picked
think I
Teo
pulled
up.
up.
And we literally went to IKEA,
Yeah.
to put furniture
Because
I had just got my place.
Yeah, and I already gave you the respect to meet him. I don't
Right.
need now. See, that's the thing. That's the difference. I think people think when you are, they think you're like asking permission. I wasn't asking
It wasn't
permission.
It was a respect.
I was just giving you the respect
It
to
was
be
a
like, yo,
respect.
meet him and see what I'm dealing with, and
Make
just
your own
see.
assumptions.
Make your own assumptions, but like,
and then go from there.
and that was a good gesture, bro. Like you got to
Right.
give that gesture. So I didn't care what she said. If she would have been like tripping, like nah, she didn't. But I'm saying if she would have, I still would have pulled up. I still would have did what we did because it's like
You still have to be able to have
I made
a
that
life,
decision
but-
with God before I even really truly knew God. Like I
Yeah.
realized that was all God. Like you know what I mean? Like for real. Like so I remember we pulled up. We went to IKEA.
Yeah, we went to IKEA.
Which was a beautiful day. I wish we could have had recorded that. That was
Yeah.
just sick. I don't that memory like of IKEA that whole day was like it will forever live in my
Yeah, for
like
sure.
in my dying bed. Like I literally be thinking about like I would be thinking like yo that was a dope day because I remember we went to IKEA. Literally, you know, if you know IKEA, they have the whole setup so the kids.
It's 4 fucking stories tall.
You
like,
feel me?
We could just
And
play
it
with
t-
things, sit on things, look at things. It was so much like the kids were like, "Oh, this
La,
is
la, la,
crazy."
la, la, they over here
And
playing house and yeah.
Mateo, he's very, especially back then.
Yeah.
That boy is observant. He's very like,
He's his daddy's son for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
'Cause I'm
Like he
observant.
was very like, I don't really know. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? You know, it took him a while to kind of
yeah.
to figure it out. So he was like,
Right.
oh,
But
okay.
Kennedy was
here
like-
she go. Kennedy, you know,
She was
Kennedy
just,
is
la, la,
she's a
la,
lover.
la,
She be
la.
like, oh yeah, good,
Especially
good. Come
back
to my
then.
house, come to my house.
Oh, back then she was
Right,
hey everybody
right,
like this is my
right.
friend and yeah nah
Right.
for sure.
Yeah. So once again, it was like magnetic. It was like we didn't want to leave each other.
Yeah.
We ended up going from IKEA to I think we went to McDonald's and we kicked it at McDonald's
And they had
for
a
a little
fish tank
while.
in
They
there.
had a fish tank. The kids were like, oh, got them Happy Meals.
Yep.
We just talked for a little while and then we went to Walmart.
Yep. We went
Right
to Walmart
after that,
to
we went
grab
to
food
Walmart.
and stuff for them.
And
Like
you were
little
kind of
snacks
like,
for the house.
you were kind of like, I should go home.
Yeah, I was like, I
You were
think
like,
it's
I
time
should
to go
home.
Yeah.
Like, but you didn't go
we
home.
made a pallet. I
You
think we ended
didn't
up
go
making a
home.
pallet
We
for them.
literally made a pallet.
Yeah, that was the first night
And
that they
then
stayed together as brother and sister.
Yep. We
For real.
stayed at the house and then it was kind of like you worked. It was crazy. You worked across the street at the time.
Yeah, I worked at
From the
I don't even
condo.
want to name that spot.
Yeah, don't. So
Nothing bad.
it
but,
was
yeah.
kind of like you were just like, well, I am closer to work, you know, so
Yeah.
I could just stay here. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
I was like, of course, no problem. And then
It was a cool we ended up
yeah,
we was living.
We were living together.
That's where I was living. I told you I'm like, yo, we living here. You know, like this is where we at now. I remember I told my mom I'm leaving. She was like, all right, you sure, son? I remember she was like, all right, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
hey, you can come back, but nigga, don't come back. Like, that's how my mom was, you know, like, fast forward, we did end up coming back for like 3 days, but
Right.
that'll be probably on another podcast. We don't got, it was a rough, it's been a journey. Let's
Yeah.
just say the least. After that, we moved in, the kids start going, you know,
we
sleeping.
started going to church, all of us together.
Well, so that's a whole nother story how that happened. You don't remember how that happened? Like with the whole, how I ended up going to church? Because at the time I wasn't going to church.
Yeah,
I grew up in the church.
You were not against it, but you were just like...
So I grew up in the church. My mom is very Pentecostal, Baptist, Christian, God-fearing lady. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole black side, honestly, all my aunties and all of them. We all grew up in church. And I, not like me playing the drums or playing the piano, but like, I mean, like Sundays, like we going to church. Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't just go on Easter. Like niggas had to go. I think until I was like 15, and then she gave me the choice to go. Which, looking back, she shouldn't have gave me the choice. Like, she should have just kept on it all the way till I was 18. All the way till I was out the house. It's how she should have did it. Because that's low-key how I'm doing with my kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? What you think?
Yeah, if you live in my house, we going to church on Sunday.
Right?
Straight up.
So, okay, so she agrees. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, yeah, we should. Yeah, it's like, it's just a thing. Like, it just builds that like, discipline to go. You know, and like, and then as you get older, you need to go to church more. I believe, like the older you get. But anyway, I grew up in the church. I seen things I didn't really like. You know what I mean? I had it like, I just had a thing against it.
Yeah.
And then my brother was going through his like whole journey, you know, like his whole thing.
His finding, you know, Christ. Like.
Yeah. And it's funny because I'm going to have him on the podcast too, and we're going to talk about that. But I know my brother, and I was just like, oh, that's crazy. And he's been hitting me up at the same time because you know him.
Y'all,
She knew my family. I should have said that
in the beginning.
I mean, they should obviously understand that,
right.
Though, I guess,
so,
like, put two and two together.
Yeah, I worked with Sandra, my sister. I worked with her at Cosmo.
Right.
We hit it off. I used to go over there. Yeah. We used to cook together, swim at the pool, like, whole nine. Kids knew me. My kids knew them. Like, you know, we been locked in. Yeah. But, so...
My kids is crazy. She put an S on that, but shout out to our niece Malia. Nunu, I love you. That's who she's talking about. I'm assuming because she said my kids. The only kids I'm thinking of is Kennedy and Malia.
Yeah,
because Malia used to be around a lot too. Used to have her all the time. Like,
oh yeah.
But yeah. So my brother, you knew all them, and y'all were going to the same church.
Yes.
Y'all were attending the same.
They invited me to church.
Okay, so that's how that happened. I know my brother, and I was like, if he's telling me that he's like he's changing, right? Because I know my bro. So it was like, he's telling me this and I'm like, you know, like, all right, bro, you know, like, we'll see, you know. So I'm hearing it from him. I'm hearing it from my pop. I'm hearing it from cousins. My cousin Ray was going there. They was all going. Everybody, Zinny, Zay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the oddball out, right? And then I got with you, and you weren't really going to church all the way.
I was working at the time, so it was hard for me to make church.
Yeah,
but I would stream.
But when you could make it, you were there. And
church,
that one Sunday, I remember we had just, I forgot where we was coming from, but we had just went out the night prior. I remember I was hungover, and I remember like literally being hungover and you waking up making breakfast and being like, yo,
I'm gonna go to church.
I'm going to church. Not even like, yo, like we're going to church kind of vibe. Or maybe in my head, you know how I am.
That's probably how it seemed.
Yeah, because in you, it's like, I'm going to church.
I'm going to church.
And you know, in my head,
you can stay here.
Well, go to church. Right. But in my head, I'm like, well, if you're going to church, then I have to go to church because that's just how, you know, like that's how a marriage works. You know, like in my head, I'm like, oh, well, I got to go to church too, right? So I was like, I remember being like, bruh, like I'm not trying to go to this church. You know, like,
yeah.
And it was right across the street.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm talking about when we say right across the street, I'm literally saying we could throw a rock to the parking lot.
Yep.
Like it was that close. Like everything was super. God is good. He just put everything, like everything was just like
aligned.
Yeah, like you didn't move
God's
there because the church was
crazy.
there. You didn't move because the church was there. You moved there because your grandpa, I think, knew somebody or something, right? Something happened where he was like, you moved to that area because something happened. He was on the lease. And that, I don't know. I was just like, it just all kind of fell.
Yeah, my granddad was like, you know, shout out to him. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, I'm going to get you this condo.
Right. And it just all fell together. Like, church right across the street. My job right across the street. Her job right up the street. You feel me? It just fell together. Yeah. So then we ended up going to the church. Like, I remember tripping. Bro, I ain't got nothing to wear. Just coming up with all the excuses. She's like, you can just go how you want. Like, you know, like, I remember you were saying all this.
Right,
and
I was
like,
wearing jeans to church.
Yeah, like, I'm like, she's like, the pastor wears Jordans. The pastor wears Jordans and all. And I'm like, shout out to Pastor Lockie.
Shout out to Pastor Lockie.
Man, like,
Great pastor.
real
Great
pivotal
man of God.
moment in my life, for real. Like
Him and the Siaki family.
yeah,
Shout out to them.
yep. And First Lady, yep, for sure. Like they literally, I experienced church for the first time in a whole nother setting.
Yeah.
A whole nother atmosphere, like different people. Like I'm used to going to a straight black church or a straight Catholic church. Like there was no in between. This thing was like in the middle. I was like, what is this? Right. So I remember, you know, me, when I get into something, I'm like gung ho. I'm all the way. Like, so I remember going, and I remember you being like there, and I'm like just peeping it, observing, and I'm like, this, I like it. I remember like liking it a lot. And then literally we like got engulfed in the church. Like I'm talking about Wednesday services. I'm streaming at work. We go on every Sunday.
Twit classes,
and we going to witness. I'm knocking on doors.
Right.
You feel me? Like here
with people that you would never
at all.
You would never like run into them. You would never kick it with them outside of work. It was like it was just crazy to see that they're getting the same understanding that you are. You know, like you wouldn't think that they would go to that church. Like,
nah, you wouldn't think that they would go to the church, but they were right there with you, knocking on the doors in the neighborhoods I would never go to.
A lot of good families we got to meet.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of people.
Definitely a pivotal point in our relationship.
Met Randall. Shout out to Randall and Tiffany that I'm still cool with to this day. Like, you know what I'm saying? One of my dogs that's like on this journey with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with us on the same type of journey. Like, it's just crazy how it always comes full circle, you know? But yeah, we ended up going to church. We got fully engulfed in it. I mean, like we were in it. I ended up joining men's ministry. Yep. Like I'm over here designing shirts for the church, like DJing events, like crazy. God just took me and like, and I really refound God, you know, like rediscovered God, and like just realized like there's more to it, you know, like there's more to what I was doing at the moment. It made me step back and really prize my family. That's when I start like, I'm like, yo, I gotta change. Like I remember I stopped trying to drink a lot. Like it was hard, but I remember like, cause I DJ'd full time still. Like, so it was hard to stop drinking, but we ended up like slowing down like a ton. Now we don't even drink like that. Like we might have a drink like once a month, like if we go out somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I feel like shortly after that, we got pregnant.
We did. That helped for sure. Cause I'm the type where I'm not gonna drink if she can't drink. I'm not just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go out.
I think like, we got pregnant like what?
Well, she was born in November of 2017, so
7?
It was early 2017.
6 months in? 7 months in?
Early 2017, right? Sometime February 2017 is when you must have got pregnant. Like it had to been around that time. So I don't know exactly. Yeah, we got together October of 2016, but like,
and then
we were talking prior to that for what? At least 4 months.
Yeah. So I would say like 6 months in, we got pregnant.
Yeah, probably like 6 to 8 months, somewhere around that timeline. Yeah. And
so that definitely slowed us down.
That changed everything.
And I feel like it just refocused us.
Yep. That changed at least refocused me. You were already on that tip, I feel like working. You know, like you were already on that. And I wasn't tripping, but like I was still focused on music.
Yeah, and you were DJing. Like you said, you were full-time DJing. So I feel like the lifestyle for you was different. Because I'm going to bed. Like I'm gonna go to your DJ events when I can, but like for the most part, I need my sleep. Like,
right, which is understood.
That's up. I was working thing. 5 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah,
at that time. So there would be some nights where we would go out all night, and I would literally go to work the next morning.
And that's funny because I wasn't making no money like that. Honestly though, hold on, I wasn't DJing full time. That's a lie. Actually,
no, you were. When
Nenny was conceived, I was not DJing full time. I was working at across the street. Yeah. I ended up quitting that job. And then I got a job at Omnia.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I was working. And I wasn't making shit. Bro, I remember I wasn't making nothing. You were literally the breadwinner. Like, you were making all the money. Like, and I remember that being an issue that could have easily made me react and be mad, too. That's another thing, bro. It's okay if she makes all the money. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. As long as you're not abusing the situation, like you're not overly like just using her, obviously, if you're not just using the person, but like there's seasons, bro. Like there's seasons. Sometimes you're gonna make the money, sometimes she's gonna make the money, and it's okay. Like especially if you're on this entrepreneurship journey or but
you were a stay-at-home dad.
I was a stay-at-home dad, so I had value, and I knew I had value because I'm a dad and I'm at home with my kids. Like I was literally learning how
I
to
only
do
took
hair.
3 months off.
I was learning how to do hair. I was literally
If
learning
that.
on Kennedy's hair. I was
Yeah.
doing her hair. Like,
Making sure they all got to school.
fed, woke up,
yeah.
in the shower, to school, picked up from
you were
school.
in fatherhood for sure.
I was full. Like, it was crazy. That
You was
I,
in that hood.
And I love that, right? Low key.
Yeah.
And I love that for me. Like, and I appreciate you gave me the opportunity because, yeah, it was all cool.
But then you gave it right back.
Exactly, because then,
After
rest in peace to Pop, you know what I'm saying, OG, when he passed, that's when you started, remember, you were like, I don't know if I could do this. You needed time off.
Yeah.
So then you
I quit.
took your time off,
Yeah.
and became
And
a
then
stay-at-home mom after
for 2.5
Hani was born.
years.
And we're living in a mobile home at that time. Like,
Yep.
living literally in a man, we were homeless for 4 days.
Yeah.
I think we slept on my brother's floor in the room for what, 2 days, I think. And then we slept at my mama's house for 3 days with the 2 kids.
Yeah.
You pregnant.
And I was pregnant as hell.
Like 9 months pregnant. Like crazy. Because we couldn't find nowhere to go.
Yeah.
We couldn't find nowhere to live.
Because our
we
credit
had
was shit.
such bad credit. 2 repos.
Yep.
You feel me? Like an eviction. 2 evictions. No, 1 eviction and then 1. Like I had something on my record that was showing. And we had no money. Like we didn't really make that much money. And I remember, shout out to my pop. He had just moved out of his situation and was looking for somewhere to go to. So he was like, yo, let's just move together. We can make it work because he didn't make a lot of money.
Shout out to the old man.
Yep. We didn't make a lot of money. So we came together and we got into that mobile
Shout out
home.
to your mom. She also.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my mom. I can't forget about my mom.
She also signed.
For sure. Yeah.
Some paperwork for
she
us.
made it happen.
Yeah.
Honestly, because they wasn't trying to give it to us. And they were like, do you have a cosigner?
Yeah.
And
she co-signed.
She
for us.
co-signed.
And I remember I was so pregnant.
Yeah.
I was so emotional. And she was just like,
yeah.
You sure you want to live in this mobile home? And I was like, no, but I'm homeless.
Right. Because my mom was like, well, if I'm a co-sign, like, let's go.
Right. She was on some like, okay, well, where do you want to be?
Yeah. And shout out to my mom because, man, that was crazy because
she's really an angel.
She made it happen. Right. She was like, yo, I'll co-sign for you. I remember her telling me, though, like, bro, don't mess this up.
Yeah.
Like, if you mess this up, it's a wrap. Like, I remember her not saying it like that, but being like, nigga, like, if you mess this up, this is your last straw. Like, so she did. She and we didn't mess it up. We ended up, bro, fast forward now, like, we bought a house in 2021. This is Hani was born in 2018 or 2017.
The end of 2017.
2018, I ended up making a ton of money DJing. Like, started going crazy. Like, 2018, I was full-time DJing, making like $1,200 a week or something. You know, like, at that time, that was a lot of money, just DJing. And then I had all the time off with you still. Then I ended up getting a job in 2019. Shout out to the pharmacy that I worked at, right? You still were a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. You stopped working in 2018. Yeah. Yeah, early 2019, that's when you stopped working. I ended up getting a job. Mm-hmm. And I'm full-time DJing. But then I stopped DJing, right? And I full-time went into doing beats and then just working at the pharmacy, which I stayed at the pharmacy for 2 years. And then you still weren't working.
No, I wasn't.
Up until we got here. Yeah. So then we bought the house in 2021. So, like, yeah, and everything has changed.
I went back to work in 2022, but
yeah, but
you kept your head down. You worked all through the freaking pandemic, and then you were like, "I'm gonna buy us a house."
Yep. I remember locking in. Shout out to EYL, Earn Your Leisure.
Shout out to Larry June.
Shout out to Larry June. Larry June is the soundtrack of the whole process. All I listened to was Larry June from 2019 until 2021. That's still all I listened to. But like 2019 till 2021, he was literally background music. Like, that's all I listened to. And all I listened to was EYL and Larry June. And literally locked in. And I remember I was like, I hated it because all the homies was DJing still, like traveling, doing all this crazy stuff. Again, I'm back in that position, but I'm like, I know I got to sit here. And I didn't know why. But then I realized towards the end of 2020, I was like, towards the middle of 2020, I was like, oh yeah, I know why I'm here. I'm locked in. Like, we about to buy a house. I literally remember telling you, like, yo, I'm going to buy us a house. Like, it's going to happen. And literally locked in, bought a house at the perfect time.
Yeah, you were like, I'm going to buy you a house for your 30th birthday. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And you did.
That's crazy. I forgot saying that because I was just so, when you put them blinders on. Remember, I hopped off Instagram. I was like, I'm off of this, like, for a minute. I remember I just shut down everything. And that's hard for me to do because I've been DJing since I was 16, 17. So social media has been a part of my life for since then, because you got to promote yourself. But anyways, yeah, fast forward, we ended up buying the house here, and been blessed ever since, yeah. So that's how we got here. Literally, I feel like that was a journey. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really appreciate you. Like, I love you so much. Everything has changed. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like as men, you got to find that person that'll give you that room to grow.
Yeah.
And then as a man, you got to give your partner or your woman, you got to give her that space to have that feminine side.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
I feel
and
like
you gave me my space to have my masculine side,
Yeah. I feel like with you're such a good leader that it wasn't really, I never really had to question if I should. I feel like that's always been my problem. I've never been a submissive woman, because I'm the one that's like, I am the breadwinner. I'm the independent woman. Like, I don't really need you. You just here. Like,
right.
But I feel like when I got with you, it was very much like, oh no, I'm going to lead the way.
Right.
And you just sit back.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've given me that space to be in my femininity. Like, I don't have to be a masculine. I don't need to put on my masculine front because my man got it. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to be the one to take the lead and like lead us to where we at. I feel like that's why it was never a question if like, if I want to be like, no, you literally do a great job of leading. You've done a great job of
I appreciate that,
getting us to where we're at and making sure that we stay on track. Like, you're a great dad, you're a great friend, you're a great, literally just human being. Like, people, they really do gravitate towards you, and I feel like you just got to keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going, for real. Thank you, for real. I love you. I love you. Like,
I love you too.
To the end of time, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's always been my whole thing. But we're gonna end it here because my daughter's gonna be mad at me. We're gonna be late to pick her up. Late
for sure.
So I gotta go literally dip to go pick her up. She's only like 10 minutes away, but she gets out in a couple minutes. She's gonna be pissed. But I'm glad we did this. Like, super dope. You got super comfortable on camera. I love it. But yeah, man, this has been the Upper Hand Podcast. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Yeah, just stay tuned, man. If you want to sponsor any of these episodes, I'll give you the opportunity right now to sow any seed. You know what I mean? We'll talk. You know what I mean? I'll drop the email here. And yeah, until the next time, man, keep going, bro. Much love. Oh yeah, let's toast real quick. We got these drinks. We didn't even drink them. I did, but we didn't. Love you.